shapes that we did?
Yeah.
All of our other shapes we did. Can you guys give me some examples of some of the stuff we talked about? See?
We talked about sides and angles.
Perfect. And what kind of shapes we talked about?
Parallelograms, rhombuses, rectangles, trapezoids, squares, and triangles, circles, and
Okay. So since we've really covered that, we've done a lot of stuff with the other shapes. So now we're going to move on to three-dimensional shapes. Can anybody think of a three-dimensional shape? Mackenzie? A cube. That is great. How about anybody else? Ben?
a pyramid,
A pyramid? Emmett?
sphere.
Wow. So you guys know a lot about shapes already, right?
Yep.
So we're just going to look at a few things. So first, we're going to look at this. So we talked about a sphere. And so this shows a beach ball, right? What else can you think of that has the same shape as a sphere? Hannah? A kickball? Hayden?
Your eyes in your head.
Your eyes in your head. So how would you describe the shape of a sphere? Ben?
It's like a circle, but it's going all around.
Yes. And would a circle have any vertices or any angles or any sides?
No.
No. All right. Well, then you guys are experts. Let's try another one. How about the cube? What is this?
Dice.
A dice. So can you think of anything else that would represent a cube in the real world? Owen? A school like a house or a building? Good. Anything else? Matthew? Yes, kind of. Sugar cube or like a present, like a gift box, something like that. A Rubik's Cube is a great example. So now since we're talking about sides, vertices, and what else, what property did we not talk about yet that a cube would have that something else would not have? Other than a vertice and a side, what's something else? See?
Vertex.
Okay, but what's Matthew?
Face.
A face. So how would you describe a face in a 3D figure? Matthew, what is a face?
It's like squares that make it.
So like the flat part, right? And so can we think of any other of these shapes that would have a face? Anything? Hannah?
A pyramid.
And where would you find the face on the pyramid?
Um,
All of the sides and on the base, right?
the great Egyptian.
So, okay, so now we've done sphere, cube. What about a cylinder? What is a cylinder like? Claire?
It's like a round thing, except you can sometimes, like if you roll a paper up, you can like see through.
Okay, and would a cylinder have any faces?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yes, and
Two
where would
faces.
it has two faces, right? So we'd have a face on the top and on the bottom.
Circles are on the end.
Right, so faces not have to be square, right? No. So we have a face here and we'd have a face here. We'd have faces here, and then we discussed on the pyramid we'd have one. And what about on the base of a cone?
Yes.
Yes, would that be another face?
Yes.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So we talked about pyramids, we talked about all of these. We're not going to do a cuboid today. So what else would we find a cone? Where is something in the real world that we would see a cone? Mackenzie? A birthday hat is a great example. Sam? An ice cream cone is great. So when we talk, I just want to review then the vertices. So how many vertices would a cone have? What is a vertice? Ben?
It's like where two sides connect.
Connect. And what's another word for that? Claire? That's the same thing. So is an angle the same thing as a vertice? Is it?
Yes.
What do you guys think? As a whole class, do we think yes or no?
Vertices, same as edge.
As an angle.
No.
Why not? What?
Because vertices are in 3D and they're not in 2D. So we agree.
All right, we're going to do that. We're going to come back to that after we do our shapes to see if we agree on that or if we disagree on that. So we're going to do one quick thing. So a cone has how many vertices? What do we decide? What do we think this is?
One vertex.
Okay, so a cone has one vertice. For the pyramid, how many vertices do you think that there are?
8.
What do you guys think?
5.
How many faces does a pyramid have?
4.
5 faces.
Yes.
And how many edges would it have?
Weird.
Please.
4. There's some 5. Yeah. It's 6.
Ah.
Close.
For the cube, how many faces do we think a cube has? Matthew? 6 faces. And each face on a cube represents a what? What 2D shape?
Square.
Okay. How many vertices would a cube have? Blake?
8.
Yes, sir. And one last thing, how many edges or sides?
We have to count by 4 on this. 4 times 6.
On the whole cube?
No.
Claire?
6.
It has more than, it has 12.
Wow.
We have to count every edge inside. Don't forget, it's a
including the bottom.
3D shape. Okay. So this is just the shapes that we're going to be talking about. Okay. And then we're going to do a quick poem about 3D shapes. So I'm going to read it first, and then we're going to read it as a class, okay? Okay. 3D shapes are fat, not flat. A cone is like a party hat. A sphere is like a bouncy ball. A prism is like a building tall. A cylinder is like a can of pop. A cube is like a dice you would drop. 3D shapes are here and there. 3D shapes are everywhere. So now as a whole class, I want us to reread it. So let's start from the beginning, okay? 1, 2, 3.
3D shapes are fat, not flat. A cone is like a party hat. A sphere is like a bouncy ball. A prism is like a building tall. A cylinder is like a can of pop. A cube is like a dice you drop. 3D shapes are here and there. 3D shapes are everywhere.
Very nice. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do 2 separate activities. So we're going to break it up into 2 centers. So one group is going to start with making their very own cube, and we're going to be labeling the vertices, the sides, and the faces. Do we all understand that?
Yes.
Yes? The second one is we're going to do a worksheet where we're going to fill in what the shape name is, and then I want you to find something in the room that represents that shape. Does that sound like something you can do?
Yeah, it's gonna
So
be fun.
this is what the whole point is. 3D shapes are everywhere. We use them every day, so it's really important to be able to recognize them and know why they are what they are, right? So that's what we're going to do. So if you guys now, I'm going to get all of your stuff, and we're going to start our centers, okay?
Wait, is this a prism or a cube?
Okay, remember, so you're going to take this sheet, and you're going to find those shapes along, like inside the classroom, okay? So you need to discover where the shapes are, and then we're going to write down what the shape is and what real life thing it reminds you of.
What is that? Wait, we have to walk around the classroom looking for I finished. You know what's up there?
Just put a little V on each corner of your cube.
That looks really nice, Claire. So how many faces do we have in this cube?
Christopher, you can start.
6.
Very nice. Jasek, you're labeling all of your edges and your vertices. Very nice.
You have to put these out. I've done this before, not a bike. Why are other people cutting them out?
After you label your cube, you are going to cut it out, and Mrs. Maltese and I are going to help you tape it together to create your own cube. I need everyone to be sitting in their seats and following directions.
Miss Hall, why is there 2 cubes?
Are you done labeling? Okay, great job. So how many faces did you end up having on your cube?
I forgot to
So you labeled 6 faces, and then you labeled every vertice, right? Because vertices are what the 3D shape angles are, right? So all these corners are going to be all of your vertices. Yes, you're going to cut all around the cube, and then since you're already done labeling, then we'll put it together. Very nice. And then once you guys are done with your cubes, you can move on to the second activity, where we're going to find things in the room, and then we're going to label them on paper. You get to keep your cube that's labeled, and then you're going to move on to the next cube.
What is in next?
If you're finished with your cubes, you can leave it on your desk and you can start.
So while we're wrapping up from our centers, I want to know some of the shapes that you found in our classroom. Where did you guys find some of these specific shapes? Jacqueline?
I found a sphere and it was the pumpkin.
A pumpkin. That's a great one. Okay, so you found a sphere as a pumpkin. Mackenzie, what did you find?
I found a cube as the room.
The room. That's awesome. Zeke, what did you find?
I found the sphere as a globe.
Very good. Another good one. Ben, what did you find?
I found the desk is the prism.
Wow, that was really smart. What else? Emmett, what did you find?
I found a cone as the top of a crayon.
That's great. I didn't even think about the top of a crayon. See how many of these 3D shapes are all around us? Zan? Okay, last one.
I found a cone on the planet.
A cone on the planets. That's great. Very nice work, you guys.